Okay, so next step on our little grammar summary at the end of the course here is we are going to build on what we know about the dative, accusative, and nominative cases, and we are going to make sentences using pronouns. So we know the nominative pronouns, whether you realize that you did or not, they are ich, du, sie, es, wir, ihr, sie, and sie. So you know those basically. What you're going to learn is that they have their accusative or direct object and dative or indirect object counterparts. So for everything like in English, we have I, me, you stays you, he, him, her, for she goes to her, it stays it, you all is you all because we don't really do much with it. We becomes us, and you stays you, but they becomes them. So you have that kind of structure where we change from I to me, he to him, she to her, you stays you, then you have we to us, and so on, they to them. So there are some that change in English, all of them change eventually in German. So if that's not very clear, I will unpack this a little bit. So at this point, I have a few example sentences in the liner notes. So ich gebe der Frau die Blumen. So you already have one pronoun, which is ich. So I. You already have ich. And then you need to replace the other things with pronouns because that's what we're practicing. So if I look at der Frau, first thing I have to do is identify which case it's in. So in this case, the only time feminine is der is either dative or genitive. So we know that it's dative in this case because I'm giving the flowers to the woman. So dative case, der Frau. So I look at dative, I find her or to or for her as you might translate it. And then I see, oh, it's ihr. So then I know, ich gebe ihr die Blumen. I give her the flowers. So we've got ihr, and then we go from ihr basically to the next thing, which is die Blumen. Now, die Blumen is the direct object, so we know it's accusative, die Blumen. We know there's more than one because of the N at the end of Blumen. So I have to look for they, which becomes them. So ich gebe ihr sie. I give her them. In German, it's typical to have the accusative pronoun before the dative one. So ich gebe sie ihr would be a more typical thing, but it's not wrong necessarily to have them switch. So for our purposes, whichever order you managed to put them in, I would accept for the test. So ich gebe ihr sie, ich gebe sie ihr. The point is that you can look at this chart and kind of take it and pull it apart and use it. So that is the basic lesson for now. If you want to practice, you could try manipulating the sentence, I give the dog the ball. So ich gebe dem Hund den Ball. So if you wanted to practice manipulating that, you could take out Hund, you could take out Ball, and you could put in the pronouns from the chart. So basically, that's what the pronouns are in German. So I hope that was helpful. We will talk again soon.